Welcome inside Baxter Arena for Midco Sports Network's coverage of the NCHC Pod. It is day 4, and it brings the renewal of one of the best rivalries in all of college hockey. It is number 1 North Dakota taking on number 4 Denver. And it is great to have you with us here inside our broadcast booth in Omaha alongside Jake Brandt. I'm Alex Heiner. Jake, meeting number 294 between these former WCHA rivals. Every time they get together, special things happen.
Yeah, these teams, it's not a secret, they don't really necessarily love each other. What they do, though, is they respect each other's programs. What does that do? It gives you really good hockey games. These programs continually test each other. They are always on top of the standings. And tonight we're getting in Game 2 for both of these teams in one heck of a matchup. Yeah,
both the Pioneers and the Fighting Hawks got their season started on Wednesday earlier this week. Brad Berry mentioned, even though things are a little bit odd in here, obviously cardboard cutouts for fans, there's no suit and tie. Guys are wearing tracksuits. None of that matters when the puck drops.
When you get on that bench and the puck drops to start the game, everything gets filtered out. And I really didn't notice anything other than two teams going after it hard tonight and playing. So I guess from a coaching and a playing standpoint, that's what happens is you get dialed in on each and every shift. And when you're watching games up top, you kind of see the difference between fans in the stands and not.
Those comments from Brad Berry brought to you by our friends at Home of Economy. Great matchup here in day 4 of the pod. UND, Denver, North Dakota carrying a 3-game winning streak against the Pioneers into this one. We'll see if they can extend it here tonight. Stick around. Puck drop for this one is coming up right after this from Baxter Arena here from the NCHC pod on Midco Sports Network.
WDAY Radio will soon turn 100 years old, and we're excited to lead this proud and powerful station into the next 100 years.
We're going to build on what makes WDAY Radio great, that strong news presence, weather, sports, farm news, and friendly hosts.
It's a new day at WDAY Radio. Tune in at AM 970 or 93.1 FM, the WDAY mobile app, and smart speaker too.
WDAY is news on AM 970 and 93.1 FM.
This is Baxter Arena, home this December to the first 2 of scheduled meetings this regular season between 2 legendary college hockey programs with 16 national titles split evenly between them. Let us talk goalies now, beginning with DU's Swedish sophomore Magnus Krona. The Tampa Bay Lightning 5th rounder earned NCHC All-Rookie honors last year while posting a league best .920 save percentage. 31-year-old Anchorage native David Carl is now in his 3rd season in charge of the program. He joined as a teenager in the late 2000s, excuse me. Carl mentioned he liked what he saw through 2 periods in his team's opener against Minnesota Duluth, looking for a complete 60-minute performance here tonight. UND's Adam Scheel earns the start for the 2nd game running after shutting out Miami 2 days ago. The junior from Cleveland won 19 games last season, second only to Minnesota Duluth's Hunter Shepard. Former North Dakota and NHL defenseman Brad Berry, I wouldn't mind more of the same from his back end here tonight. Now in his 6th year at the helm of this program, he is a 2-time conference and national coach of the year. He's a couple games shy from coaching his 200th behind the bench for North Dakota. His squad wearing the green and black tonight. DU in the 70th anniversary jerseys this evening that were brought out last year. North Dakota, Denver, and we are underway here from Omaha in the NCHC pod. Alex Heiner, Jake Brandt, and our Midco SN crew delighted to have you along for the ride wherever you're watching. Time to check out keys to the game, brought to you by the University of North Dakota. Jake, what stands out to you about the matchup tonight?
Well, this is a Denver team that transitions and they look to get on pucks. They sniff those out and they're going to transition quick. So I think for North Dakota, they got to be especially sharp in their puck management. I thought they generated a lot of shot opportunities against Miami, but the shot selection needs to be a little bit better against a goaltender like this. And then Denver, I thought like they were really good that first game. That was a game that they let slip through their hands. They deserved to win that game, I felt like. That second period was pretty slanted toward the offensive side for Denver. So look for them to be a little bit sharper, the crispness that Carl wants to see Denver build in their game.
Denver, by the way, the home team in this matchup tonight. North Dakota, the away squad. UND 1-0, DU 0-1 after falling 2-1 on Wednesday night against Minnesota Duluth. A come-from-behind effort by the Bulldogs. A couple of power play goals late to tip the advantage. North Dakota 2-0 winners against the Redhawks of Miami on Wednesday afternoon. Meeting number 294 all-time between these two storied programs.
You talk about the puck management right there. That's a turnover, and it's an unlikely one out of Matt Kierstead there. But that's where North Dakota, they want to get that puck in. Here again, another turnover there by Gaber. So for North Dakota, it's just that's what this Denver team is looking to do. They're looking for those loose pucks or an errant turnover and watch them go north in a hurry.
Look at Reese Gaber there a moment ago, giving it to the senior Jake Durflinger in front of the North Dakota bench. Gaber scoring his first goal in a UND uniform. Frisch now driving in over to Kevin Hain. Good connection between those two. Hain put back on his keister though. Good check in the slot by the Pioneer defense. You noticed a moment ago, by the way, line sliding across the top of your screen. We want to mention one big change for Denver coming in. Cole Gutman, their top line center, was a game time decision. He is not in the lineup tonight. Replaced by Jaakko Heikkinen up top. Jaakko was going to be a fourth line winger. Instead, he centers Hank Krohn and Bobby Brink. Just one change, by the way, for North Dakota from their win against Miami. Jackson Keene is out as the extra forward. Josh Rieger, who likes playing against the Pioneers, and is the extra defenseman. Reggie scoring his first career goal last year in Magnus Arena after being a late addition to the lineup. A famous story involving chicken wings and the Cherry Cricket.
And down in Cherry Creek, right in Denver. Didn't think he was going to be in the lineup, but got a late call. He was pounding down some wings and got inserted into the lineup. And the joke is those of you back home in Grand Forks with Parrots K, that the wings, they were talking about, hey, you got to get Rieger some of these wings. Hey, a key stat though, when Josh Rieger's in the lineup, North Dakota's 9-0 with him in this lineup. So no doubt Brad Berry knows that. He senses he likes what Rieger brings in this. It's a big physical body, always finishing checks and looking for that potentially going to be a physical game here tonight.
Yeah, Josh, a player from Regina that has played some forward for UND, kind of a jack of all trades. Smart kid and a heck of a cook. Scoreless here in the early going, both teams throwing the body around. Matt Kierstead, scorer of UND's opener on the power play and the eventual game winner in that win over Miami, dumping it down. Mark Senden out to Jacob Bernard Docker. That shot by the Senators' first round pick goes wide. Scooped up now, but not cleared out. Now eventually it is. McCade Webster, a talented freshman who sparked the other night, a young man from St. Louis, getting it forward. Ryan Barrow just letting this one drift off into the corner. UND can collect and reset. Kierstead, preseason All-NCHC in the direction of Jordan Kawaguchi. This top line kept together tonight. Kawaguchi, mismatch, Colin Adams, so effective last year. Now all seniors, all back for one more go at a national championship.
Well, a lot of chemistry on that line, and I think they are going to need to get on the score sheet here tonight if North Dakota is going to look to have some success.
Shot by Kyle Mayhew from the point, just wide. Kawaguchi did register an assist in Wednesday's win. But we're so accustomed to this group putting up points en masse. Look for them to be on the ice early and often here in this contest. Kawaguchi, the captain this year, up to Adams. Now mismatch. Here they come, 3-on-2 chance. Adams leaving it for mismatch. Grant mismatch shot gloved by Krona right at the top of the crease. You see the chemistry, though. These guys know each other well, and it shows.
There's a reason why Brad Berry left those three together. The chemistry they had last year, and you see real quick just how much they're able to utilize. It's like they have eyes in the back of their head there. Mismatch maybe had a little bit more time where he could walk in, and you're going to talk about Magnus Krona. We'll call his name a lot. He's a 6'5" big Swedish goalie, a Tampa Bay Lightning draft pick. He's the big ticket back there for me.
Tough man to get anything by. You see the numbers there. This is the matchup of the two best in the NCHC in terms of goals against a season ago. Shield, by the way, 2.07. That was his goals against last season and for his career. That's dipped a little bit now as Reese Gaber comes in. He has got, well, I tell you what, he's made quite the impression here in the opening 60-plus minutes in his UND career.
Yeah, what makes him so special, it's those little deceptive plays. He's so good with his edges. He's a smaller body, but he plays such a smart way. He can, because of his shiftiness, he can get away and out of the check. So you'd think a smaller guy like him, can he hold up? He's been doing it. I had a chance to chat with his junior coach in Steinbach, Paul Dick, who I think is one of the sharpest hockey minds. He finds those guys. He was found Cole Smith. So those of you that know, you know, Cole Smith here in North Dakota, that's the guy that found them.
You know, he knows talent then. Unearthing a diamond in the rough in Cole, who's gone on now to sign with Nashville.
Well, he's a guy that does the work. He's out there scouting. He's the first one there. He's the last one out of a hockey arena. He finds those players that aren't quite good enough for the NAHL or the USHL, and he makes them dang good hockey players.
North Dakota now in possession with Kierstead. A lot of traffic in front. Judd Caulfield and Jasper Weatherby, two big bodies. Each 6'4", getting in the eyes of Krona, but the sophomore able to hang on with these, and that will send us to break. 14:34 left in the first, still scoreless. Last season, Denver and North Dakota getting together, and UND getting the better of the Pioneers. An overtime win in game number 1 out in Magnus Arena. The business suits on in game 2. A resounding win for North Dakota there, and then a sweep in Grand Forks. These are two teams that were ranked high the entire season. Big matchup. Denver had the much better of the play the year previous when they won 4 games out of the 6 meetings and knocked North Dakota out of the NCHC quarterfinals. Last year, not the case. Brad Berry's crew getting one better on David Carls.
Yeah, and this is a little bit different of a Denver team than last year. I think they're just a little bit grittier, more of a hard-nosed team. They remind me of the title teams that they had. They have, you know, that skilled always up front. They're a little feistier. They're a little meaner. The goaltending, I mean, when they won them titles, they had Adam Burkle, Peter Menino, Tanner Gillette, and they got a great goaltender here. So kind of the makeup of what had allowed them to have that success and win those national titles.
This is a Denver team that just wins games. 20 win seasons, 19 years in a row, extended last year. Here comes Barrow now in on the rush, able to deke by Frisch, but unable to get the shot on Adam Shields' frame. Shots right now 2-0 in favor of North Dakota. Griffin Ness now, the freshman from Wayzata, coming forward over to Sendon, his former high school teammate. Mark Sendon, now a junior, captaining this 4th line along with Harrison Blaisdell. Here is Blaisdell, who saw a lot of time on the penalty kill the other night. A spark plug sophomore Winnipeg Jets draft pick. Over to Adams. Able to get by Mayhew and leave it for Kawaguchi. Up top to Tyler Clevin, the freshman from Fargo, finding Adams open to the left of Krona. Good stick work that time by Ansi Tuomisto, the outstanding freshman defenseman from Finland. Gabe Bast, good keep at the blue line. Nice find in front. That one got tipped and could have gone anywhere. It goes over Krona's cage, but stays in. Clevin quickly on net. Krona once again there for the glove save.
Well, you want to talk about Bobby Brink. He's one heck of a hockey player right there. It's not just his offensive ability, it's his attention to detail. You're going to see on this replay, watch the stick on Bobby Brink right there. He keeps that at an angle not to deflect it so it could potentially go in. He angles it so it's going to go way up high and over that net. If Bobby Brink doesn't back check and pay attention to the back door, that's an easy tap-in goal.
Brink, who, by the way, just has one more game after this before departing for the World Juniors. At least the Team USA camp in Plymouth, Michigan. He and Jake Sanderson each going to play 3 games for their respective teams here in the pod before leaving to represent, at least hopefully represent Team USA. Again, 29 players going to Plymouth, likely cutting down to 25.
Well, and a lot of drafted teams on the ice here for those fans out watching right now, watching this college hockey. A lot of these guys in a few years you're going to see in the NHL. Bobby Brink, we just talked about him. He's a draft pick by the Philadelphia Flyers, drafted in the 2nd round, 34th overall. We touched on some of the North Dakota guys. Sanderson, he's a high draft pick here by the Ottawa Senators. And the Senators fans out there, obviously, they're loaded here on the D-core for this UND team and up front with Shane Pinto.
12 draft picks in all for North Dakota, 8 for Denver. Big-time NHL pedigree. Note, though, that the 2 who scored for North Dakota in that win over Miami, undrafted guys, and Kierstead and Gaber. we expect them to likely find NHL homes before too long, especially number 3.
Well, and that's the thing with both these programs. They find those high-end talented players, they find the drafted ones, but also they find those free agent guys that are 4-year players that really mold into be effective college hockey players.
Pinto losing his stick a moment ago, had to go back to retrieve. North Dakota playing essentially a man down here as he gets back into the play. Payne trying to carry it forward, helped along by Gaber. Pinto lets it slide through. A lot of congestion there in neutral ice, and Jaakko Heikkinen can come away with the puck. Leaving one for Griffin Mendel, shot on frame, Shield, back-to-back saves. Best chances and first chances of this first period coming Denver's way. Adam Shield up to the task.
We talk about how quick this Denver team transitions north. You're going to see right here, look at this. It's a turnover on the blue line, and just like that, they're in the zone. It's a shot on goal, and then there's a rebound there. This is what makes this Denver team so good. They just sniff those loose pucks out and they move north in a hurry, and that's what I said, North Dakota. It's the puck management details. You can't have turnovers right there because it's going to be a game of finish here, Alex. I really feel like that. It's the finishing, the small little passes, it's finishing checks, and it's the execution of who can go out and finish their grade A scoring opportunities.
Judd Caulfield, the Grand Forks native, trying to get free. Play broken up though. Ryan Barrow coming the other direction. Barrow turning, looking for someone to help right now, finding Carter Savoy, who scored his first career goal in the 2-1 loss against Minnesota Duluth the other night. Up to Mendel, the big senior D-man, firing high over Shield. Caulfield happy to dump it in. North Dakota will go for a change, at least a partial one here. Approaching the midway points of the first, still scoreless here from Omaha. Alex Seiner, Jake Brandt with you, along with our outstanding Midco SN crew. Great to have you with us on a Friday night, primetime hockey here from the NCHC pod. Game number 6, day number 4. It's going to get a lot busier here in the coming days. Colorado College traveling to Omaha today to complete the 18 fields. Steven Jandrick now, the Alaska Fairbanks transfer, who was awfully active in that defeat against Minnesota Duluth the other night. Jandrick with 4 shots on goal, tied for the team lead with Hank Crone in that category. Stretch pass intended for Sendin, knocked away by Slava Demin. He was the extra defenseman in that game against the Bulldogs the other night. He's paired up with Mike Benning here tonight.
Another thing that Bernard Docker does so well is he just finds ways to kind of transition on that line and get pucks through. He's good at missing that first defender for Denver. They're just unfortunately hit his own player trying to get that into the net.
Brett Edwards now making his season debut, a sophomore from Grand Prairie, Alberta. Puck comes free to Kawaguchi, mismatch on his left. Penalty here. Going against the Pioneers, our first infraction of the game.
Actually, I think that's going to go against North Dakota here.
Cross check at 9:41 left in the first. Grant mismatch making his way to the box. Pioneer power play on the way when we come back. 9:41 left in the period. Midway through the first. First power play chance of the evening for either squad.
Well, you're going to see right here, Grant mismatch. Right there, it's just that little cross check right to the back. And North Dakota, it was on Demin where he went in and kind of gave him a little shove on the back there. So this is a power play that's always really good. I think for Dane Jackson, the penalty kill tonight, this is going to be a tough task to go through. Duluth had a real good penalty kill against them, but I don't expect them to stay quiet for too long.
Denver was 0 for 4 in that game on Wednesday. Last season, DU, though, one of the better power plays in the conference and in the country, 23%. 3rd best in the NCHC, 12th best in the nation. They struggled against UND, though, with the man advantage. Just 1 for 15 last year in their 4 meetings against North Dakota. Chance thrown in front that time by Michael Benning, again, the freshman, quarterbacking the power play. Taking the spot of Ian Mitchell, former captain that's moved on to sign for the Blackhawks, and Carter Savoy has himself a power play goal. 2nd straight game with a tally for the freshman. freshman. And Denver is on the board first.
Well, a power play goal, and I knew this was going to be a tough task to ask. You're going to see Brink right here. Watch this. This is just a great play by Bobby Brink. Frisch is going to do a good job. Watch this, blocking that shot. But again, Brink doesn't give up on it, and a lot of shooters are going to get that and just rifle it. He alertly is so patient with that puck. Sends it right over, and Savoy has a wide open net. So a little unfortunate break there for North Dakota as far as going down, getting the block. But again, a heads up play by Brink.
Carter Savoy, a young man that had 53 goals to lead the AJHL last year for Sherwood Park. 2 already in as many games in his young DU career. By the way, I don't blame people for trying to get in Bobby Brink's way, because that guy has a cannon, and you would almost expect him to shoot in that situation. Heads up play, though.
He's got a quick release. He's kind of got like a Brock Besser type release shot.
A chance now for Pinso going the other way. Gaber able to knock the stick out of the hands of Justin Lee, who's playing. And with that one, now he'll retrieve it in the corner.
North Dakota with a couple opportunities here, though. I thought Matt Kierstead did a real good job trying to find Shane Pinto backdoor. But again, just off the handle. Denver's doing a very good job just tight checking. They're very active and good with their sticks as well.
That goal by the Pioneers, by the way, breaks up a shutout streak that dated back to last season. North Dakota finished the year last year with the 5-0 shutout in this building against Omaha. They began the year with a 2-0 shutout, of course, against Miami the other night. In all told, 135 minutes consecutive without allowing a goal between Peter Thome last year and Adam Shield this year, before Savoy able to snap that moments ago.
Again, though, for North Dakota, the response was great after allowing that power play goal. I thought they had a couple opportunities there. So, again, this is what you're going to see. These teams are good. You know, sometimes you get some goals and things start to loosen up a little bit. I felt like it was really a tight checking type of a game, and you might start to see things open up here a little bit more.
Here come the Pioneers once more. Hank Crone. Shield able to fend that shot away. Benning now, the freshman, who was teammates with Savoy at Sherwood Park. Boy, another chance there, nearly created in front. Crone setting up, Brink nearly finding him.
Well, that play all starts with Benning at the point there. You see that little head fake and that shot. He drives the North Dakota defender with him and creates that shot lane. So a good play there by Benning.
Well, Benning, the CJHL Defenseman of the Year.
Well, you talk about Benning's pedigree. It's got NHL written all over it. I mean, his father, Brian, played 560 NHL games. His uncle, Jim, the GM of the Vancouver Canucks. So a lot of NHL blood in that guy's pedigree.
Yeah, his brother Matt's playing for the Oilers as well.
Yeah, exactly. It's just loaded with NHL talent.
6.5 left in the first. Pioneers on the strength of Carter Savoy's power play goal. A 1-0 advantage over #1 North Dakota. Here comes DU once more. Jack Doremus also making his season debut. Senior from Aspen moves us out here. Grant Mismash coming the other way. Nice find to Adams. The quick wrist shot knocked away. Krona had to stand tall that time and shoulder shrug it off. You love the drop pass, though, from Mismatch to create the opportunity for his line mates.
Well, that's just them. You can tell a lot of these people, sometimes it's their first time playing on a line, despite, you know, the long summer training that they did do. But you can see that chemistry where they know where each other's are. They're going to just gain to the line and draw to the middle and know where people are going to go. Trust me, Alex, they've worked on that in practice 100 times.
Every coach that we've talked to here in the pod and beforehand has said, even though they haven't been playing games, and nothing can simulate a true game, of course, against the opposition, the fact that the season was moved back 2 additional months gave these teams way more practice time than they're used to, opportunities to work on specialty situations, try a lot of different line combinations to build chemistry.
I just think the more games that are played in this pod, though, I just think you're going to see things just crispen up, and you're going to start to see that execution game in and game out just get a little better.
Tuomisto with the big shot off the face-off win. Kawaguchi getting in the way. Loose puck spilled in front.
Good stick, Kawaguchi. Good stick on Jandrick.
He was in position that time to get something on Adam Shield, but the captain for North Dakota getting in the way. Tuomisto gets spilled behind the play here. Another good stick as Clevin dispossesses Jandrick. Nothing comes of it though. Freshman Tuomisto playing it forward. Shield, who does so well on plays like that, playing the puck, keeping it going, out of the zone. Back to Justin Lee now as the Pioneers will reset. Bobby Brink whips it back. Crone, a good chance just on top of the slot that time.
Bobby Brink is having himself one heck of a hockey game here.
Runner-up last year to Shane Pinto for Rookie of the Year honors in the league as Heikkinen fires one near post. Shield there to cover up. 4:38 left in the first. Carter Savoy, what a start to his career. 1-0 Denver. Closing stages of period number 1. Number 4 Denver, a 1-0 lead over number 1 North Dakota. Associate head coach Dane Jackson, now in his 15th season on the bench. Brad Berry now in year 6. Dane's PK surrendering a goal for the first time this season, and they were one of the best in the nation last year. Tops in the NCHC, 5th in the country. Bobby Brink though combining to put DU on top as Caulfield that time nearly finding Weatherby in front, and a penalty coming here, and this one's going to go against the home team. Slava Demin guilty of the interference, it would appear. So UND is going to get their first power play of the night.
Denver, number 17, 2 minutes for interference.
Cameron Voss on the call. Brandon Schmidt, by the way, the other referee tonight. Dan Cohen and Dana Penkovic, the linesman.
Yeah, this is quite the call for Brandon Schmidt. I think this is his biggest collegiate game as of year to date that he's, or in his career, that he's ever done. He's the son of Mike Schmidt, who's NCHC officials, works on the committee, and good to see him get a big game here under his belt in this pod.
Well, Mike's the best, and
he's unreal.
If you are Mike Schmidt's son, you're probably good people, as that shot by Shane Pinto goes just wide. Pinto, who set up both the Kierstead goal on the power play and Reese Gaber's goal at even strength. First 2-assist game in Pinto's young career, the Rookie of the Year last year in the league, second-round pick of Ottawa. Here he comes once more. Pinto knocked off it by Mendel. Went down hard that time, and Shane a little slow to get up. And he's got the puck behind the goal line right now, right back into action. Kierstead with time and space over to Kawaguchi. Kierstead and Gooch playing catch back and forth. It goes over to Pinto after the save by Krona. Shane's shaken up here. He's going to come off.
Shaken up, but it's amazing when that puck gets right on your stick how you quickly forget about that.
Well, nearly a chance there as Adam Shield was well out of his goal mouth. Ryan Barrow nearly sneaking one in shorthanded. 60 seconds gone from this power play. Pinto just trying to stretch out over on the bench, not being attended to by Mark Pullman, which is a good sign if you're a North Dakota fan. Mismatch leaving it for Brendan Booty, who was a DU player, of course, 2 seasons ago, left midway through the campaign, rejoined his old BCHL club in Langley eventually, after spending some time in Tri-City. Booty now a sophomore, paired up tonight with Weatherby and Caulfield on the 3rd line and getting some power play time. Nothing coming on this particular rush. Shield forced to glove and keep. Nice play by Jake Derflinger.
Yeah, you're going to see right here, this is where Pinto goes down. Again, a good job by the referees. There was nothing there. He just lost an edge and went into the boards. But watch, the puck comes on his stick and how quickly you forget about falling into the boards. But again, here a whistle. North Dakota able to get that top unit back out here with just 23 seconds left with the man advantage.
Yeah, Shine right back on, wins the faceoff. Won 19 of them in that win against Miami, one of the best faceoff men in the country. Gaber cannot gain possession at the blue line. Pioneers going the other way with it. The captain, Koen Olaszewski, loses out here as Kierstead comes the other way. He and Gaber cannot connect. Power play over. Demon out of the box. Successful PK for the Pioneers, which has to give them, by the way, some confidence. They struggled a bit against UMD the other night. A couple of power play goals late by the Bulldogs.
Denver's doing a real good job just clogging up that neutral zone, and North Dakota unable to get any of the stretch plays that they want. So give Denver a lot of credit for making zone entries difficult.
There's Brett Stapley sliding through again. Stapley, a junior now out of BC. DU's leader in plus-minus last season. A great feeder of the puck. Great vision, number 7. Cole Gutman, who usually is one of his line mates, or at least was at times last season with Emilio Peterson, who left early to go sign for Calgary. Typically Peterson and Gutman would provide the goals and Stapley would provide the assists. He's playing second line center here tonight. Another pass that just does not quite come across. Blaisdell trying to find a teammate, gets broken up. Banning, who got the secondary assist on the power play goal from Savoy earlier, tries to send it in. Jasper Weatherby, junior assistant captain from Oregon. Shark draft pick in the 4th round a couple of years back, just a couple picks behind Slava Demon. Those two were teammates at Wenatchee. Helped lead the Wild to a BCHL title a couple of years ago. Under a minute now left in the first. Tyler Clevin now. Good stick work again as Hakkinen takes it off, and Savoy all by himself is going to put the brakes on and go for a change here with 30 seconds to go. Matt Kierstead out of Elk River, Minnesota. Fielded a lot of free agent offers the last 2 off seasons, but has re-upped once again. Wearing an A for the 2nd straight year and sending one in now. Final 10 seconds of the period. Kawaguchi in the corner. Great presence again. Bobby Brink once more. Bernard Docker in the dying seconds puts one on frame that Krona handles. 7th save of the opening period for number 30 in whites and crimson.
Well, right there, just talk about trying to make things difficult on Magnus Corona right there. You got some bodies in front, but still, again, a little too easy. I think for North Dakota, they got to get a little bit uglier, get to that hard ice area, and try make things a little bit more difficult on Magnus Corona.
Adams, the faceoff win. Bernard Docker got that shot away. Nice blocker saved by Krona to preserve the 1-0 scoreline going into first intermission. An entertaining opening 20 minutes here in the pod. Number 1, North Dakota trailing number 4, Denver. Power play goal courtesy of Carter Savoy. The difference between these two and another physical contest between these old rivals. "20 minutes down here in the pod. Number 4 Denver, 1-0 advantage over number 1 North Dakota. Tight physical battle like we expected. Alex Heiner, Jake Brandt with you. Also joined now by UND assistant captain Matt Kierstead, defenseman from Elk River, Minnesota. Matt, we expected a physical game. We've gotten that here in the opening period.
Yeah, for sure. That was one of our keys coming into the game was, kind of playing the North Dakota way and probably winning the first 5 minutes and playing heavy and getting on them physically.
Hey, Matt, I thought Denver just made things a little difficult in the neutral zone. Just give me your thoughts about trying to advance pucks north and how you overcome that.
Yeah, for sure. They were doing a good job. They're clogging up the neutral zone. I think we're going to go back into the locker room and talk about maybe making the short, easy pass, having some support going down the ice, and maybe not the home run pass that we've been trying to look for in the first.
On the lighter note, I heard Jackson Keene and Tyler Clevin won the Big Beanbag tournament amongst the team the other day. Who was your partner and what happened there, Matt? Why couldn't you guys take those guys down?
Well, Dane, our coach, Jax, won it with Clevy. I had Keener was my partner, and we played Frisch and Pinto in the first game, and There was a rule change in it that you couldn't go over after our game because I think we should have won that one. We went over twice.
On the plus side, you're going to have plenty of time for a rematch here over the next 2.5 weeks. So thanks for the time, Matt. Good luck here in period number 2.
Yeah, thank you.
Matt Kierstead. Well, he said it there, you know, that when you plan for something like this and you expect it, that's one thing, but then trying to execute is another sometimes, Jake.
Yeah, I think Denver came out. I thought they were really active with their sticks. I thought they did a real good job making North Dakota things difficult on them. He talked about it, the home run pass, it's just not there. They're clogging up the neutral zone. You got to get back to the simple things. Just headman the puck, and if that's 2-3 feet ahead of you, that's what they're going to give you. That's what you got to take.
And we'll take a look at the highlights from the first period when we come back after this from the pod. North Dakota and Denver, another good one underway here from Omaha.
This game on Midco Sports Network is presented by Farmers Union Insurance and Home of Economy.
Scenes of great North Dakota-Denver games in years past. Guys like Nick Schmaltz and Tucker Pullman and Troy Stetcher, all big parts of this rivalry in recent seasons. That Besser kid wasn't too bad, too. We had a couple of big moments here against the Pioneers over the years. The Devils Lake Tourism Intermission Report continuing here from the pod in Omaha. Let's take a look at the goal here from the opening 20 minutes. Just one to tell you about Carter Savoy on the power play, but it's Bobby Brink that makes this play.
Yeah, this is all Bobby Brink. I thought he was exceptional. Just the heads-up play there. A lot of times you get that puck and you're going to try and jam that through right here. And again, the heads-up play just to get over to an open guy. You can't fault Sheeler on that one. Not much he can do. Just an unfortunate break there for North Dakota. But again, Brink making that play.
Yeah, Frisch makes the initial block with the stick. Unfortunate bounce. Heads-up play by Bobby, and it's 1-0 TU. That's really the story. Power play success for Denver. They've done a great job, as you said, clogging up the lane, not allowing North Dakota to get into any kind of flow. UND's crushing it in the face-off battle, +8 in that category. Nothing else, though, working according to plan for Bradbury.
Yeah, I just think they're going to pay a little bit more attention to the sharper details. That home run pass, if it's not there, don't take it. Also, just the active sticks with Denver. I felt like Denver sticks were on everything. They didn't give North Dakota a lot of free open ice to let them do what they wanted to do. So a very good period there for Denver.
The U will take it, certainly. Again, it's a hungry Denver team after coming up short in their first game, looking for their first points of the season. Stick around, more to come here from Omaha after this.
You've been watching the Devils Lake Tourism Intermission Report. Check out the latest ice conditions at devilslakend.com.
With just a few clicks at GoHugos.com, your grocery shopping is done. Now you can just sit back and relax. Well, technically you do have to get up to answer the door. GoHugos.com.
Keeping it simple.
This game on Midco Sports Network is presented by Farmers Union Insurance. Simply different.
Denver, no slouch, with some great champions of their own. 2017 national champs, Penrose Cup champs, guys like Will Butcher, Troy Terry, Henrik Borgstrom in recent seasons. Ian Mitchell, you saw a moment ago. Pretty classy stuff. More to come after this.
You've been watching the Devils Lake Tourism Intermission Report. Check out the latest ice conditions at devilslakend.com.
The NCHC pod rolls on this weekend. 5 games coming your way, including North Dakota against Western Michigan, Sunday at noon. UND, it'll be their 3rd game in the pod. Same for Western. The Broncos 0-2. Andy Murray's squad had a tough time of it the other night. 10-2. The Broncos defeated by Omaha. You see that group doing a little scouting. They'll have a couple days to lick their wounds and come back at it. Tough when you lose your starting goaltender in game 1 of the season, Jake.
Well, no doubt about it. And you got to feel for Andy Murray and the Western team when your goaltender goes down like that. It didn't look good. It looked like a very similar, for all you Colorado Avalanche fans out there, to Philip Grubauer when he went down, and certainly what the Colorado Avalanche went through in the playoffs with both goaltenders going down. So a tough task to ask. But Andy Murray, and he's one of those coaches that he's going to find a way. They're not going to lay down, give up. I expect a very hungry team coming through with a lot to try and improve coming out of this pod with some wins.
Yeah, time will tell if it's Austin Kane, who got the start the other night, or Alex Aslanidis, who filled in for Kane as things got a bit out of hand in that third period. We'll find out at noon. DU, by the way, they play again tomorrow. A tough game against St. Cloud State tomorrow night. The Huskies defeated Western Michigan back on day 1 of the pod, so they'll be well rested and ready to go. The Pio is playing their 3rd game in 4 days. The oddities of the schedule, which again got all jumbled up when Colorado College had a positive test within their team just before the pod, had to quarantine for 14 days. There are the St. Cloud State Huskies. Good performance by them. A late goal. Nick Perbix scoring the game winner off the hand of Josh Passelt the other night. Gavin Hain off the face-off win. Krona getting his glove down.
That's the second face-off win North Dakota has won clean. You talked about how good they were in the dot in the first period. They had that look JVD did right at the end of the first period there, and a good look for Hain right off the draw. Magnus Krona has been sharp off of face-offs.
North Dakota was a very good face-off team a season ago, against 6th best in the country at 54%. They trailed only Western Michigan in the conference. They really dominated Denver on the dot last year, especially in Grand Forks. UND finished the season plus 50 in the face-off circle against DU, averaging nearly 12 more wins on the circle per game than the Pioneers in those 4 meetings. 14-4 the margin right now in favor of the team who are the visitors tonight. But the Pios have the lead on the scoreboard. Carter Savoy in the power play. Midway through the first, the difference so far. UND trying to get on track. Here's Jake Sanderson dumping it in. 2-time captain of the U.S. National Team Development Program squad. Another puck sent down. Gabe Bass there to dig it out. Jake's going to be going to Gabe's hometown here pretty soon. World Juniors taking place in Edmonton this year. Gabe from nearby Red Deer. Jake Zerflinger sending it the length of the ice. 3 points on the line in NCHC play. North Dakota defending Penrose Cup champs. Winners of the trophy 3 times as NCHC regular season champion. Denver winning that back in 2017. Same year they won, of course, a national championship. Their latest of 8 as Kierstead lines one up off the skate of Webster. Freshman back on his feet, no worse for wear. Sendin throwing one in front. Mike Benning there. Barrow coming the other way. Ryan Barrow still with it on the backhand, and Shield there for the save. Nobody picking up number 18 as the senior made his way right down Route 1 toward Adam Shield's goal.
Yeah, a little bit better shift there from North Dakota, though. I think the key is getting the pucks down below the dots. I think that's a focus that North Dakota wants to try and do a little bit better in this second period. The lanes aren't open up top. I think Denver's been very active and good with their sticks. You see Benning made a play there as well. And again, you know, Denver, though, Alex, how quick they come up the other way. You have them hemmed in, you think, as you look at Shane Pinto and Bobby Brink, 2 of the best rookies last year in the NCHC. As that one fooled Adam Shield, he was unsure of where it went. He made that left pad save, and it slid right into his 5-hole area where he had it covered, but for a second there, he didn't know where that one was. Some quick plays and some shots off these faceoffs in a hurry.
You saw Brink and Pinto a moment ago. Here's Antti Tuomisto. He was the 35th overall pick back in 2019. So you had Brink, Pinto, and Tuomisto all go within 4 picks of each other in that Vancouver draft from 2 years ago.
Well, and it's amazing when you look at these teams, how closely it seemed like Denver had a guy picked a couple picks before, or North Dakota had a player picked just a couple before as well. So these guys, a lot of NHL skill in the future on the ice tonight.
A lot of Ottawa fans at the time pining for the Senators to take Bobby Brink with the first overall pick of the second round that year. They went with Pinto instead. Different type of forward. Either really would have been a pretty good choice. Those two are pretty electric, both featuring for Team USA last year at the World Juniors. Shane, a breakout performance. Team leader in goals, despite the fact US went out in the quarterfinals to Finland. Bobby back for year 2 this year after scoring a goal and an assist in 5 games in the Czech Republic last holiday season. Justin Lee checked off that one by Sendin. Blaisdell coming over. Griffin Ness trying to win it back. Denver, though, there once again. Lee back on it, up to Stapley. He'll put the brakes on with Sendon lurking. Mark Sendon, such a pest when you're on the puck. Able to finish the check on Olszewski right into the DU bench.
Well, him and Derflinger remind me a lot of each other. They're not afraid to mix it up. I felt like Derflinger was in the mix of like 5 scrums against Duluth. He's not afraid to get in there and do that stuff. He's one of those. He reminds me of like a Mike Perpick for North Dakota that played back when IU was at North Dakota. I mean, Mike Perpick would take a drink out of the opposing goalie's water bottle. He just did those little antics to get under your skin, and that's exactly what Jake Derflinger reminds me of.
For the record, we're not sure if Derflinger has done that in his career, as the U's got an odd man rush here. Savoy played well by Sanderson.
Well, there you go. You get a look at a great player right there. A good stick by Sanderson.
North Dakota able to clear now with Hain coming forward. Pinso. Again, he and Demon get tied up, and the penalty will come this time.
Demon again in the box for a hold, I'm looking like, against Shane Pinto.
Second time tonight that Shane's been dumped into the end boards. The first did not result in a penalty. This one will. UND's second power play of the night. Coming up after this.
The Ottawa Senators are real proud to select from the United States National Team Development Program.
That was the scene at Ralph Engelstad Arena this October. Jake Sanderson selected 5th overall by the Senators. His UND teammates able to celebrate with him along with Jake's family. Obviously not quite the same as being in Montreal, the original draft home for this summer. Pandemic can change some things, of course, but great job by Jody Hodgson and the Ralph putting on an incredible event for 2 days for young men like Jake and like Tyler Clevin, who were drafted that particular week.
Well, then the crazy thing is originally when the draft was with the NHL season get pushed back, thinking this pandemic would really have itself worked out. He was going to be drafted when North Dakota was playing Bemidji State.
Right.
So it was going to be a really unique situation where he would be out playing, not really knowing, but knowing he was potentially going to get drafted. Certainly the college season pushed back.
Shane Pinso there, a big blast here on the power play. 1:24 remaining in the Demon penalty.
Magnus Krona, I mean, he's a Swedish goalie. He's got that big frame. He's very detailed structure. He sticks to his system. He's always in position. There you've seen, he's a blocking goaltender, but again, he relies his structure within his game to make those saves, and he makes them look easy.
Pinso and Kierstead here. That shot tipped by Gaber, who's moving into that bumper position. There in the slot. Now Adams down low. Back to Pinso. Nice feed in front. Gaber was there but couldn't get a touch. Kawaguchi. Kierstead. Nice diagonal from Adams over to Pinso. Couldn't get the handle. Denver comes out to press. Derflinger nearly wins it back. Kawaguchi though to Adams. Pinso took a deflection that time off the skate of Tuamisto and outside the zone.
And you saw right there, Pinto was looking for that redirect right in front, and we're going to have too many men here on North Dakota. They get caught with the too many men as a line change goes. And Denver catches a break there as North Dakota had some nice looks on the power play. So we'll play 4-on-4 here for 22 seconds. Then Denver will go on the man advantage.
North Dakota bench minor, too many men on the ice.
Cameron Voss, understated, but gets the point across.
Well, it's not Drager in there, but again, I thought the turning point really, I thought the second period was all of Denver against Duluth. Denver took an early penalty, gave a little bit of momentum to the Bulldogs, and then the too many men penalty is North Dakota sending 5 guys out here, so someone's going to have to come off. I'm guessing mismatch since he was the last one out there. But again, I felt like that too many men penalty really changed that game. It allowed Duluth to get back into the game as, yeah, North Dakota has to send someone over into the box to serve that, and it's going to be Grant Mismash who's going to go in. But, you know, Denver, they scored on that power play, and then just seconds after another power play, and that was the story for Duluth to find a way to win. It was a typical Duluth team that just bends, doesn't break. They hang around, lurk around. They get great goaltending. You think, who's Hunter Shepard? This Fanti kid has been exceptional in the bubble early for the Bulldogs.
That was the recipe that led him to 2 straight national championships in 2018 and 2019. 4-on-4 here. Whistle for offside with 2 seconds left on the Demon penalty. DU power play on the way. Already 1 for 1 tonight with the man advantage of the Pioneers. And Carter Savoy opening up the scoring. The freshman, his second goal in as many games. Brad Berry's crew trying to fight their way back in. Conversation with Jake Sanderson on the bench. Another face-off win here as Sendon pushes that forward. Blaisdell's going to get there first as Demon comes out of the box. DU with a minute and a half here. Opportunity to add to their advantage. Bobby Brink, by the way, who was injured in this game against North Dakota last year in Grand Forks, scored a power play goal, then got knocked out with a knee issue that kept him out of the final 7 games of the regular season. He would have been good to go for the playoffs should the NCHC postseason have taken place. Ooh. Savoy dangling his way through. Great job by Bernard Docker to get a stick in.
Boy, this Savoy kid, he's good.
2-time All-Star in the AJHL. Again, a 4th-round pick of the Oilers. Not taking him long to get acquainted at the college hockey level.
Well, he found that little seam right there, and he put the Jets on, and that's the thing. This is a smaller team, but they're a little grittier. They have that speed in their game, and they look and they take advantage when you give them just a slight window of opportunity. You got a glimpse of it there.
Well, that's it. When they talk to the Denver staff, it's about speed. They say that's the strength of our team still. Trying to be more well-rounded this season, trying to compete, but speed kills, as the saying goes, and they've got plenty of it. And that's how they like to play, as that clearance comes for North Dakota at the right time. 16 seconds left on the power play. 11:23 left in the period. Other than the Savoy chance, not much generated yet.
I always think it's hard to find that rhythm when you just slide into a power play when it's midstream. Although Carter Savoy had a heck of an opportunity.
He didn't need a second chance or a second ask that time to get comfortable with the power play opportunity. His mismatch now out of the box. Penalty kill successful for UND.
Right there, though, you see Sanderson not looking for that stretch pass, just trying to headman the puck a little bit. Denver doing a real good job staying disciplined and in the lanes of North Dakota, looking to extend that ice and get up in a little bit of a quicker hurry.
Top line out for UND. Adams trying to get something started. Again, play broken up well. Connor Capone back there along with Ansi Tuomisto. Adams. It's a mismatch with Demon on his hip. Kawaguchi, a Hobie hat trick finalist last year, the country's leading returning scorer with 45 points as a junior. Well, dangerous pass that time. Shield played it in the path of Brink. UND was back though in droves to help defend. Mayhew now. Edwards, tight angle that time across the face of goal. Mismatch. And Kawaguchi at the end of their shift, they'll slide off. A lot of men on the ice again.
Here.
Denver asking for the penalty, not getting one this time. Edwards leaving one. Barrow the shot blocked down. Another block by North Dakota. Those numbers are starting to pile up. They had 7 in the first period alone. Corona forced to cover here with 9:37 left in the seconds, and that will give us an opportunity to catch our breath. Couple of chances both ways on a pair of power plays midway through the seconds. Adam Shield keeping it a 1-0 disadvantage for the visitors. North Dakota opening up their season against Miami Wednesday afternoon. Matt Kierstead, a power play goal in the second period to get things going. Reese Gaber, pretty nice shot there right at the start of the third. And that was all the help Adam Shield needed. 19 saves for his 4th career shutout. A lot of credit to Ben Cross, by the way, the Miami netminder. 37 saves to keep the Redhawks in the game until the very end. Coach Bergeron, I believe, has found something there with his sophomore goaltender.
It was real good for them. Still early, but I mean, that was one of those things that he talked about it. And Carl Gehring in the pre-scout, he said, this kid's the real deal. This is going to be offside. Does the puck bounce? Seems like the puck does bounce. You get about 10 minutes of really good ice, and then after that, it seems like some of the crispness of this, Alex, you just wonder what the ice factors into it. I know Brad Berry and UND staff had said, It seems like we get 10 minutes of really good ice, and then the puck starts bouncing a little bit. That was the case where the puck just bounced over the Denver stick there, which caused the offside whistle.
This Baxter Arena staff doing everything they can to keep the surface in as good a shape as possible with so much hockey being played. Pushing the end of week number 1, and still 5 more games left to go before they'll get a break on Monday to refresh.
Well, they'll have a tough task too, is when they start going 3 games in a day.
Jasper Weatherby's shot, easily gloved by Krona. Again, this is game number 6 of 38 here in the NCHC pod. It'll run all the way through December 21st. Every game live here on Midcoast Sports Network and on NCHC.TV. All 10 DU games, by the way, coming your way on Altitude TV as well. Welcome to those of you watching out in the Rockies.
I love Altitude Sports. I watch a lot of it. So Mark Mosier, who does the play-by-play for the Colorado Avalanche. I see Peter McNabb all the time in the analyst. John Michael Lau. I call him my buddy. He doesn't even know me. But Riker, I mean, he's always dressed to the nines. I love it, Riker. He's sometimes got the stash going. He's a ball of fun. And Kyle Keefe, the studio host, and Lauren Jabara does a lot of the on-ice. Even an anthem singer every once in a while. So it's great to have the Altitude picking this up.
Couple of chances here for North Dakota, just going by the wayside. Sanderson still in possession, now a force to back up as Caulfield through neutral ice to retreat.
Again here with North Dakota, a close one on too many. And it's not a lack of communication from the bench. It's just the puck has made its way over to the North Dakota bench when they're doing line changes.
Big hit there by Sendin a moment ago. Doremus that time got a redirect on Shields' frame. The junior goaltender from the Cleveland area in Ohio making the stop. Shots, by the way, 12-9 in favor of North Dakota. UND still a +10 on the face-off circle. Another shot wide off the lively end boards here at Baxter. Shot by Tuomisto got through for a moment. Shield there to knock it away.
That's just a good play of Adam Shield. We talk about these goaltenders and them relying on their structure within their game, filling that angle right there. He didn't see that. He was just in position A. It hits his right pad and he makes a save that he doesn't even see.
Whistles here with the puck frozen in front of the North Dakota bench. 7:43 left in the second. This building, by the way, built over the 2014-2015 calendar year at a cost somewhere between 80 and 90 million, depending on who you talk to. Just a little bit over budget, so well done for everybody here at UNO. This place seats just under 8,000 fans, 78-98. UNO, by the way, it's been a pretty good home ice advantage. They enter the pod with a 42-39-9 all-time record.
Well, and Don Leahy, who got this program started, you see his name on the ice.
Yeah.
So instrumental in getting UNO hockey and getting an arena built, so it's a great addition.
Oh, chance for Kawaguchi. Able to knock that puck down. Never really got a shot away. He's got it back now, though. The senior from Abbotsford, BC, former Chilliwack Chief captain is Adams sliding in. Tips that one up and over the bar. North Dakota gaining in confidence here. Bass to mismatch. Shot blocked down by Tuomisto. Derflinger cannot get it clear. Adams down low. Another chance in front as Kawaguchi took a whack at it. Bass will try his luck. Again, knocked away.
You see North Dakota doing a better job, though, of getting the puck below the dots. That's what they need to do and make things a little bit more difficult off Magnus Corona. I think that too many perimeter shots just not going to beat this goaltender. So layered traffic, some redirects, take away his eyes. No matter how big and how good you are, if you can't see it, it's a difficult save.
And Corona 6'5", 6'6".
He's a big ticket. I mean, you look at Andrei Vasilevsky, who's like 6'3". He's a big goalie, one of the best. Tampa Bay, you got yourselves a beauty here in Magnus Corona.
One of the latest in a long line of strong goaltenders. And Jake mentioned a couple a moment ago, of course, Tanner Gillette, two-time NCHC goaltender of the year and a national champion.
Well, Adam
Richter
Burkle,
Award winner. Yeah, well, there you go. That's
Adam Burkle. Basically, when I was a junior, we had to go out to to Colorado Springs, and he basically stole that in a 1-0 win. And he got hot, stayed hot through the Frozen Four. He's a Stillwater, Minnesota kid, and he single-handedly put the team on his back and gave Denver that national title.
Reese Larson now, or Reese Gaber, excuse me, driving hard, and a penalty coming here. Mendel was there applying the pressure. We'll see what the call's going to be. Again, Gaber going flying into Magnus Corona.
It's going to be Gaber. I don't have a problem, though. This is what good hockey players do. They lower that shoulder and they drive to the net. It's a Cole Smith type play.
2 minutes for goaltender interference.
Magnus Corona does a good job just holding his zone, but for Reese Gaber, it's a strong nose, hard hockey play rather than going into the corner. Look, he drives, maybe gets a little bit of a shove from Griffin Mendel, but nothing too blatant. Takes the goaltender out, and North Dakota now goes to the penalty kill here as Denver, their third opportunity with the man advantage.
Gaber, the freshman from Manitoba, will serve 2 minutes. Another face-off win on the penalty kill for UND. Get the sense, big moment in this game. 5:45 left in the second. Denver up 1-0. 1 for 2 on the power play so far. Of course, the lone goal on the man advantage. Can they add to it now as Brink able to split the defense? Couldn't get the shot away. Back to Benning, the freshman defenseman. Throwing one wide, Olszewski, the captain there. Back to Brink. Savoy and Benning, both from the same hometown, St. Albert, Alberta. Nothing comes of this, though, as Sanderson here on this PK unit, happy to send it clear. Should mention, by the way, Kawaguchi, a native of Abbotsford, BC. So is Olszewski, 2 Abbotsford guys captaining these 2 storied programs. They've known each other since they were 8 or 9 years old. Good buddies growing up, played a lot of hockey together.
Played at Chilliwack even.
That's right, Chilliwack teammates as well. Similar career paths until they got to college hockey, and then they took very different
they go
paths.
Very different paths.
A lot of respect, though, between those two, and they voiced that anytime you bring each other up, they're always excited to hear about what the other one's doing, excited for the success that each have had, both mentioning that during media day in the NCHC before the season got underway. We talked a lot about the kill, 2 of the best in the conference. North Dakota 88% last year, Denver around 84%. DU with 45 seconds left on the Gaber goaltender interference penalty to try and add to their lead. Suomisto. Hank Crone off the half wall for Stapley. Back up to Suomisto now. Barrow in front. Steven Jandrick, 2-time WCHA first team selection out there as well, as that shot goes wide. Stapley picks it up. Suomisto, who's got a rocket of a shot.
Sendin doing what Sendin always does, sacrificing that body. Makes a real good block there.
North Dakota with 10 blocks so far.
North Dakota going on the penalty. You're going to see Hank Crone gets his stick in there, hook, high stick, whatever you want to call it. Matt Kiersted was going to pick that puck up, and he kind of chicken-armed him or got his stick into his upper hand area.
Number 37, 2 minutes for high sticking.
So North Dakota will get the kill here. 4 seconds left, and then Gaber will come out of that box. Alex, I'm guessing he'll go right in and join this power play.
You can see number 17 ready to go. 4 seconds left, as Jake said, on the 4-on-4.
And Gaber, he had a heck of a debut for North Dakota. Thought he was electric.
Yeah,
really stood out.
6 shots on goal. Even strength tally as well. The second goal in that game. Face-off win by Weatherby. Gaber out of the box, and North Dakota now with an opportunity on the man advantage. Gaber will come off, replaced by Brendan Booty. Mismatch. The opportunity, shot just wide. Looked like for a moment that was going to have eyes for the top corner, but just to the left of Krona. Jacob Bernard-Zocker trying to go through traffic. That time Krona there for the save. Weatherby to retrieve. Over to Sanderson. A couple of Sens D-men out there. Jake Sanderson gets it right back. Bernard-Docker, tough one-time attempt near the skates, but got it close. Sanderson still in possession. The pride of Whitefish, Montana. Mismatch now. Down low to Weatherby. Sanderson walking in. Krona again staying low, keeping the pads down. JBD unable to keep this one in. 1 minute gone off the North Dakota power play here as Mismatch comes forward. Kierstead on now in place of Bernard Docker as Weatherby goes low. What does Carl Gering's power play have up its sleeve here? How about a goal? Jake Sanderson opens his account on the power play. The freshman makes it 1-1 with 2:44 left in the second.
Well, Jasper Weatherby goes and grabs that puck right away. That's the first collegiate goal for this guy that everyone's been talking about, Jake Sanderson. And a great play by Grant Mismash. He draws the defender with him and then opens up the one-timer option. A great pass by Kierstead. He's so good one-timing it himself, but again, puts it right into the wheelhouse for Sanderson. You want to know how you beat a great big goaltender like this? You make him move lateral, and that's what North Dakota does with the man advantage. Not much Corona could do there, but again, North Dakota and Carl Gehring, the special teams is a big importance in this hockey game. 2 power play goals as North Dakota knots it up at 1 apiece.
Jake Sanderson, freshman D-man out of Montana, 5th overall pick of the Senators. Did not score a lot with the national team the last couple of years. Was more of a do everything great type of a guy, but never really had explosive numbers from the back end. But still, 7 goals last year, 22 assists. He was the MVP of one of the All-American games, the BioSteel All-American game. A guy that just everybody raved about all through the draft process, and his stock kept getting higher and higher, and he's got himself a massive goal here in his first big-time rivalry game as a college hockey player. 1-1 our new score, 2:26 left in the second. New scoreline here in Omaha. Jake Sanderson, the freshman on the power play. Matt Kierstead and Grant Mismash on the assists. 1-1. Special teams, Jake Brandt, have a tendency to decide games. We've seen that a lot here in the pod. Denver knows that story all too well. North Dakota, a game winner on the power play in game 1 for them. Both teams scoring with the main advantage here tonight.
Another guy that North Dakota's got on the back end we haven't talked a whole lot about, but this Clevin kid, he's a big guy in himself, and he's another solid stay-at-home, really tough, gritty, boxes out in front really hard. So we're going to see an interference penalty here.
It was Mismash this time.
Mismash
going hard at
drawing
Dakota.
one this time.
Another power play on the way for UND. Looks like the freshman Connor Capone is going to make his way over to the penalty box. There's Brandon Schmidt getting the call here for interference. So
another opportunity here for North Dakota, just a minute 55. Boy, what a change in events this would be if North Dakota could somehow find a way to cash in on this power play and go into intermission with a 2-1 lead.
We keep making the comparisons again back to Wednesday's game against Minnesota Duluth, but very similar story. Denver taking the lead, giving up a couple of penalties late in a period. 1 power play goal already in the bank for UND. Now another chance here to pull in front for the first time tonight. Mismash, who drew the penalty, down low to Weatherby. Patience this time from Jasper, back out to Mash. Sanderson looking for another, up to Bernard Docker, 2 future Senator teammates. Mismash, who's a Predators draft pick, by the way, from a few years back in the 2nd rounds. Puck cleared this time as Shield tries to play it. Ryan Barrow making a nuisance of himself and winning the puck here for Denver. Jaakko Heikkinen trying to join him to help on the press. Killing a few seconds off. Kawaguchi now over to Gaber. Nice work by Heikkinen once again. Trying to spring Derflinger, shorthanded. That pass broken up by Adams. Numbers are not there though for North Dakota.
Well, Colin Adams there, you realize he goes to the guy carrying the puck. But what I like about him is he takes a look back. He had his head on a swivel, making sure you're going back-to-back check with a purpose, finding a body rather than just going back without any purpose. So a good job and a heads-up hockey moxie play out of Colin Adams.
Final 30 seconds of the second period. 34 seconds left on the power play. Kawaguchi one time knocked away. Good look at it that time off the feed. Pinto able to skate in and fire wide. North Dakota buzzing a bit here with the man advantage now as Pinto shoots again. Krona bobbled that one just a bit. I wasn't sure where that one was going. 3 seconds now. Gaber at the buzzer. Can he get one off? No. And that will do it for period number 2. Another power play goal, this time going North Dakota's way. And we're all even through 40 minutes here in Omaha. Jake Sanderson's power play goal. The first time Magnus Krona has been beat here tonight. 1-1 our new score. Stick around. Griffin Mendel, DU defenseman, will join us coming up right after this from the pod on Midco SN. 2 periods down here at Baxter Arena. 1-1 our new score. Number 1 North Dakota tying things up with number 4 Denver on the power play a moment ago. Great to have you with us here. Jake Brandt, Alex Seinert with you. Griffin Mendel now joining us down by the benches. Griffin, hey, we expected this to be a close physical game, and that's what we're getting here tonight. Specialty teams, again, making the difference this evening.
Yeah, we got 2 really good teams playing each other. Results in a good game, and as it comes down to a lot of times, special teams, and I know we got to sharpen up in our PK in some spots, and our power play will get some goals for us.
Griffin, talking about the special teams and what it means in tight games like this, how do you go out, play hard and physical, but stay out of the box? It seems like you let Duluth in on it with the man advantage. So what's the message in the locker room going to be, trying to close out and play hard-nosed 5-on-5 hockey and get the win?
Yeah, we just got to keep our feet moving and make plays. Can't be scared to make mistakes, and I mean, if something's not available, we just got to get it past that guy and get it in deep and live another day. But I mean, we can't be scared for this one.
I thought you guys, you did a real good job, made North Dakota earn every inch of ice in that first period. They looked to do that stretch play. You're clogging up the neutral zone extremely well. Is that really the recipe to success, make North Dakota go a 200-foot game?
Yeah, I mean, we want to get pucks out and pressure their D-men and try and get pucks to the net. And, I mean, it is a 200-foot game, and yeah, our recipe for success is just beating their D-men down low.
Yeah, simple as that. Griffin, thanks again for the time. Good luck here in the 3rd period.
Yeah, thank you, guys.
Griffin Mendel. He and his teammates playing that tough physical game, showing off the skill as well. They're all level, though, with number 1 North Dakota through 40 minutes. We'll take a look at the highlights from the 2nd period when we come back to the pod here at Baxter Arena. That's coming up next after these messages.
This game on Midco Sports Network is presented by Farmers Union Insurance and Home of Economy.
Some of the recent legends for the 8-time national champion Denver Pioneers. They've reached the NCAA tournament 12 straight seasons, 30 NCAAs overall, 15 conference tournament championships in the WCHA, a couple in the NCHC era as well. It's a proud program. They're in a dogfight, of course, here tonight. And they're level thanks to a strong power play by North Dakota that really came alive in that 2nd period. As you look at the highlights, Jake Sanderson opening his account tonight thanks to great team passing here by UND.
Yeah, you can see things starting to crisp up a little bit. Grant Mismash makes a great play, and then Kierstead. Notice how Kierstead doesn't send over a missile. He catches that, and he floats one over and puts it right in the wheelhouse of Sanderson, who makes a good one-time shot. Tough save for Magnus Krona.
Adam Shield with 10 saves, tonight, 5 coming in the period. No real grade 8 chances created by Denver, but number 31 steady throughout.
Just always in position. I thought there was one there that could have caused some havoc with him, but again, because he's such a technically sound and always in position goaltender, he makes a routine save that he didn't even see.
UND out shooting Denver 14-5 in the 2nd period, doubling up on the Pioneers in shots. They're a plus 15 in the face-off circle. Each team with that power play goal. That's been the story of the game so far. You asked Griffin Mendel, can you play at the edge? Can you play physical and stay out of the box? That's going to be key now in the final 20.
It sure is, and that's the biggest thing is I think to come out and make sure that you're not taking those chances, but yet not playing scared as well. It's going to be whoever can make that next play and execute to get the W.
You've been watching the Devils Lake Tourism Intermission Report. Check out the latest ice conditions at devilslakend.com. This game on Midco Sports Network is presented by Farmers Union Insurance. Simply different.
North Dakota, 8 national championships in their own right. #1 in the country this season against some of the greats in years past. Watching around the country tonight. We hope they're enjoying. I'm sure they enjoyed that second period. Third period on the way here from Omaha.
You've been watching the Devils Lake Tourism Intermission Report. Check out the latest ice conditions at devilslakend.com.
South Dakota. Coming up on a new Midco Sports Magazine.
Let's check in on the home of economy chase for the Penrose Cup. Awfully early, Jake. Colorado College hasn't even played a game yet, but what stands out to you about the opening couple days of the pod?
Ryan Fanti.
Yeah.
The big question mark with Duluth losing so many of the defensemen. You talk about the Hobie Baker, Witter, Scott Prunovich, in just the D-core that they lost along with Hunter Shepard. I felt like he's been the recipe for Duluth. They go in and they find these great goaltenders. Minnesota kids too. Scott Sandlin close to home. He's a Hibbing native, and the Hermantown crew that he gets in. Patrick Andrews, an excellent coach up in Hermantown. Bruce Plant built a program there that just keeps pumping out those kids, and similar to North Dakota, a lot of from home talent. And Fanti's been fantastic in this pod, and that's been a surprise for me so far, Alex.
Fantastic. Fanti, 6 points out of a possible 6 for Minnesota Duluth, including a win against Denver in their in Denver's season opener against Duluth's second game. UMD, by the way, will be in action on Sunday, 4 o'clock against Miami. Action right now, and a goal here for Denver. Right off the jump, 30 seconds into the period. The Pioneers right back on top. What a snipe from Brett Edwards, not in the lineup for game 1, making a difference here in game number 2.
Well, Denver, their success comes off of the rush. You're going to see right here, they're trying to sort it out. And again, it goes all the way across the Royal Road there. You make Adam Schill move all the way from his left to his right. And look where this is labeled. Maybe Adam Schill a little bit deep in his net, giving that top corner there. But again, an excellent shot and a quick strike here for Brett Edwards to give Denver University the 2-1 lead just 30 seconds into this. You can see North Dakota is kind of chatting about something. You wonder if they were looking at potentially challenging for the offside on this, but it looks like we'll play on here, and it's a good goal for Denver.
Brett Edwards, the sophomore from Grand Prairie, Alberta, 4 goals last season as a freshman. What a time to pot his first one of his sophomore campaign. Just 30 seconds in. Even strength goal by Edwards, and it's now 2-1. Number 4 Denver on top of number 1 North Dakota. These two teams are picked to finish 1-2 in the NCHC preseason poll. So much talent up and down the lineup. Edwards, a bit of an unheralded player. Big time performance here though, sniping one past Adam Schill.
That's the thing, though, Alex, with these teams. North Dakota, they feel very comfortable that a lot of times back in college, and you had those third, fourth line that you didn't really expect to get a lot of offensive production out of. You just said, hey, go out, do a job, as you see Gavin Hain here almost going in on a partial breakaway. But again, you see these top programs, they have 4 lines that can contribute offensively, and that's what you see here out of Denver tonight with Brett Edwards starting out. Okay, that's their on paper 4th line, and they go out and get the job done here in the first shift of this 3rd period.
Bobby Brink and Jaakko Heikkinen getting the assists. Big hit there as Weatherby goes down under the cosh of his former Wenatchee teammate, Slava Demin. She'll have to play this one. Icing would not have been called that time. Barrow giving chase. What kind of response does North Dakota have? What can Denver do? Can they build on this lead? Second time tonight they've pulled in fronts. North Dakota has pegged them back once. Here comes the former DU Pioneer Brendan Booty coming forward. Shovels that one towards Weatherby. He'll take it to the corner. Justin Lee there to clean up. Lee, who played an excellent game against UMD on Wednesday, was all over the ice on both ends. Up and Mendel getting tied up with Weatherby down low.
Denver's just doing a great job. Look how quick they're getting up ice. That's 2 icings now because of the speed. Whoa, and it almost leads to another goal. So this is a fast Denver team. We talked early about how the speed was such a factor of what they wanted to do to have success, and they've raced out 2 icings here already in the third period.
Great opening 3 minutes for the Pioneers. Blaisdell now in front. Krona able to get the pads down and get a glove on the puck. Freezing things with 16:49 left in the third.
So right here, Denver, it's going to be an icing on them. But again, look at the hustle and the speed. A good job negating that. And then they're going to turn this right into a scoring opportunity. Look at here as a line change comes in. Oh, and that's an excellent shot. You got your goaltender moving from his right to his left. You go across the grain and you just miss the net. No doubt David Carl happy with the spark that this Denver team has came out with the third period. North Dakota's got to ratchet the intensity up a level because Denver has came out like a bullet out of a gun here to get things started in the third period.
I'm not sure what the message was from David Carl to the guys, but they've certainly heeded it. An impressive start. And now a penalty coming here as Blaisdell taking down Mike Benning. So a 2-1 lead for the Pioneers and 2 minutes with the main advantage on the way. By the way, quick shout out to our camera crew. Everybody here in Omaha has done a phenomenal job giving you these pictures.
North Dakota, number 8, 2 minutes for tripping.
Folks like Dan Smith, Brian Manley, Jason Romano, and Chris Workman on the slash cameras, Ryan Gurchin as well. All heralded by Mike Dermott, who's in his 20th season directing North Dakota hockey from back in Grand Forks. Jeremy Klein, our producer, calling the shots as well as Brad Berry looks on. So Blaisdell in the box, another power play opportunity for the Pioneers, their 4th of the night, tripping the official call. Just getting things straightened out, it sounds like, over in the penalty box here.
Oh, they're going to have to put a second back on the clock here, or they're just going to hold it.
It's always something. Now we're underway.
See North Dakota sending Shane Pinto out there to win a faceoff. They get the clear, and then they're going to get the different personnel. But talk about how good North Dakota's been in on the dot here tonight. Key play there is North Dakota was able to get the 200-foot clear.
UND plus 15 on the faceoff dot, plus 10 in shots, 23-13, but trailing 2-1. Short-handed now. Ethan Frisch coming forward, the sophomore defenseman, leaving it for Hain. Back to Frisch. Got tied up by Benning. 16-minute mark here, period number 3. Number 4 DU and number 1 North Dakota on day 4 of the pod here from Omaha.
And then we got everyone back into the pod now. Colorado College making their way up, and the Eagle has landed as well. Donnie Adam finally in the house, arriving today. Not in the building because he's still waiting his test results, but the Eagle has landed, folks.
50 seconds left on the power play. Stapley nearly finding Crone that time on the backside. Good stick by Bernard Docker. The Eagle has landed.
Donnie Adam, for those that you don't know, although I think a lot of people do because he's a supervisor of officials. He's a Denver police officer. Finally making his way here. Schmitty's here as well for the supervisors.
And Crone now down low to Barrow. Trips up on his way to the net. Play on to Amisto. The Red Wings pick in the second round a couple years back, playing catch with Crone. Now back to Tuomisto, the big defenseman, nearly trickled in off the pipe. Sigh of relief for Adam Scheel as that clangs off and goes wide. Crone now. Scheel forced into a save. Tipping that one up and over.
I think Scheel caught that off the shaft of his stick, and it goes up and out of play. And this is a big opportunity here for Denver and a big kill for UND.
12:44 left in the third. Pioneer power play continues up 2-1 when we come back.
And 2.
Let's flash back to Wednesday nights. Number 3 versus number 4. Bo Hansen, who's not in the lineup tonight, a coach's decision. Throwing one on frame. Carter Savoy picking up the tip. It was 1-0 at that point. DU in control, but as we've mentioned a lot tonight, a couple of power play goals just 48 seconds apart in the third period. The Cates boys connecting on a couple. Kobe Bender with the game winner. 2-1 Minnesota Duluth. They keep their perfect record intact. And now Denver, again, you don't want to start 0-2. And it's different, obviously. Most of the time, these teams would have an exhibition game and then maybe a game against a lesser opponent. You got a couple of weeks in non-conference to kind of warm yourself up. These games mean so much in the race for the Penrose Cup. To go into an early hole like this, you knew it was going to be. They've certainly played like that here in the third period, Jim.
I don't think North Dakota wanted Denver to lose. It's a similar situation where it's hard to sweep a team, and you can view it as that. You know you're going to see something a little bit sharper, crisper, better. You see that for Denver tonight. I felt like North Dakota really had a good second period there where they were starting to do the things they want to have success. But for Denver, the third period here, they've came out really good. You can see the sense of urgency within their game.
Their power play is now in the books, so back to 5-on-5. Been talking about it all night. Western Michigan, the best face-off team in the NCHC last season. UND right behind them. Even though Denver, pretty good in their own right, 51%. Again, this is last year, but a lot of the sentiment still back for both of these clubs. UND dominant in the circle here this evening. You know, plus 17, 28-11 so far tonight. Denver out shooting UND 3-2 in the period after being thoroughly outshot in the second, 14-5. That shot knocked down in front, never got to Krona. Kawaguchi sticking with it. This top line for UND yet to get going tonight. Well done for the Pioneers. Shutting down mismatch Kawaguchi and Adams.
That's a hook.
Now a penalty here as Edwards and Frisch get tangled up. So the whistle's starting to come here. Early in the third, another power play opportunity on the way.
Boy, Edwards just guilty of getting his hand or his stick in the hands.
Number 28, 2 minutes for hooking.
You'll see right here. Frisch is back. He's got one hand, and it's that little touch of the hand gets the stick in there. In the NHL, that's a textbook hooking call, a slash, whatever you want to call. And I know Brad Berry wanted to address that and say, oh, you see right off the draw here.
Kawaguchi nearly creating something after Pinto won the faceoff. Go ahead, Jake.
It's just fun to have college hockey back here. I mean, you've got people tuning in from, I think I saw Hawaii, Marco Island, people tuning in up in Canada, all over the place. I got guys texting me that play for Boston College watching the game tonight. So just all around, everyone excited to have college hockey back on the air.
Yeah, it has been great the last couple of weeks with the Big Ten getting things going. Now the NCHC in full swing as Kierstead fires one in. North Dakota's fifth chance on the power play tonight. Jake Sanderson scoring on the man advantage a couple of opportunities ago at the tail end of the second. Kawaguchi loses out here as Derflinger goes the other way. He tries to go far post that time, just missing. Derflinger back on it though, trying to soar on the wraparound shorthanded.
He's got a little engine on him. He just goes.
5'8" from Walnut Creek, California. Derflinger, a senior this year. Just a gritty player out here on the PK. 43 seconds left on the Edwards penalty. Brett Edwards, his goal, the difference between these two so far, coming 30 seconds into this period, canceling out the Sanderson power play goal. Carter Savoy with the opener a long time ago back in the first. Bobby Brink, by the way, with a couple of assists tonight, and now a 2-on-1 chance for the Pioneers. Olaszewski with Brink with him. Bobby Brink gets the chance here. Nice job by Bernard Ducker to break up the play in the first place. Weatherby now loses an edge. 10 seconds left. Booty leading it back for Weatherby. Trying to drop one off to Bernard Ducker, broken up well that time. Good kill by the Pioneers. Edwards out of the box, and it remains 2-1.
Just some miscommunication on North Dakota's end there, and it leads to probably the best chance for Denver. Bobby Brink, not the guy you want to give the opportunity to.
You could tell Olszewski was trying to find his sophomore teammate. Bernard Docker sliding down to eliminate the pass. Easily could have been 3-1. Sendin now helping it along. Clevin pinching up. Loose puck behind Capone, the freshman who made an impression last night. He gets cleaned out right here by Sendin. Puck behind Blaisdell. He'll dump it down. Sendin there. Throwing it in front. Ness was right on the doorstep, but could not direct it home. Griffin Ness. Gabe Bast! Another save by Krona. Magnus Krona now with 27 saves on the night.
Yeah, Bass doing a good job just inserting himself in and trying to manufacture some offense from the backside, but Krona a real good save as well.
Doremus going the other direction. Nice poke check by Sanderson. Webster will keep it in. Krona, by the way, looking for his first win in his career against North Dakota. 0-2-1 last year. Only gave up around 2 goals a game, though. Had a 37 save performance in the season opener last year at Magnus as Kawaguchi puts one that's blocked down. Kyle Mayhew giving up the body. Sanderson. Frisch now at the blue line. Took an awkward bounce that time. Krona had to be ready. Mismatch driving hard. Pass behind Frisch. Under 10 to play in the third. Sanderson, Krona there with the blocker. Knocking this all the way to the corner.
A much better push here from North Dakota. Oh, too many.
Oh, smart that time.
Brink. Weird, huh? This kid, he's just got the X factor. He's just so smart. Realized if he touches that, it's a too many men penalty, so a heads up alert play.
Jaakko Heikkinen that time nearly skating through 3 North Dakota green jerseys, backed by Adam Scheel. Play broken up in the end. Bernard Docker back on it. Good chances coming at both ends here midway through the third period. Another turnover as Edwards carries it in. Tight angle that time, Scheel. Had those iceberg pads down to make the stop. More on that perhaps coming up. Gavin Hain finding Pinso this time. Pass couldn't connect. Shane, the sophomore from Long Island. Up top to Kierstead. A seeing eye blast from the point that goes wide. Gaber mixing it up with Stapley behind the play. Bast all the way back to retrieve. Clevin. Touched in by Gaber. No icing here with 8:35 left in the third. So much skill on these two teams. A lot riding on this game. They will play again, by the way, on Tuesday. Not a lot of time to think about this loss. Both in action this weekend. DU will get a little bit of a break again, playing tomorrow night against St. Cloud State, then off until Tuesday when they'll face North Dakota at 3:35. A triple header, by the way, coming up on Tuesday as well as on Sunday here in the pod, all live on Midco SN and on NCHC.TV as well. We've heard, by the way, there were some issues with the NCHC.TV stream earlier in tonight's broadcast. And first of all, apologies. We know that that's frustrating when you pay for a service and it doesn't quite work. On the other hand, it's kind of a signal that so many people are watching that it's shutting down the service. A testament to how big this game is and how many people are interested in it.
And I think that was something they were looking at and trying to ramp that up just for the anticipation and excitement. It's 2020, folks. Welcome to technology and things not really working out as planned always.
We appreciate your patience as the league and their tech partners get things figured out as Bobby Brink comes forward again. Nearing the 7-minute mark now, still 2-1. Denver on top. Brett Edwards' goal, the difference here 30 seconds into this period. Sanderson, the lone North Dakota goal scorer, leaving it for Frisch. The sophomore D-man finds the top corner, and we are all knotted up at 2. Ethan Frisch from the points.
want to see how special a hockey player is, this is going to be all Jake Sanderson here. So many people would not have the patience. Watch this. So many people would just chip that to the corner. What's he do? He makes a spinorama. He throws the puck to Frisch. We got net front in front of Magnus Krona, and there's a player skates right in front of you. He loses track of that puck. But again, folks, this is all Jake Sanderson by making a heads-up play. Wow, that's elite skill right there. You see both of them right there, Ethan Frisch.
Following play is under review.
Okay, so this play's under review right now, but Ethan Frisch, if this stands, it will be his first goal of the season, but you get a look at just the moxie on Jake Sanderson.
How about the two D partners coming up with goals tonight for #1 North Dakota? It's not the big line, it's not the big names. Sanderson, hey, Sanderson a bit of a big name, I suppose, #5 overall pick. Frisch, though, an undrafted player out of Moorhead.
So we're going to
looking for offside here?
Yeah, I'm not sure what they're looking for. I don't see anything there, but again, I mean, the patience and the smartness and a good job by Ethan Frisch just quietly doing what he does. He's just a solid hockey player. He's so good defensively. He doesn't make mistakes, and you get some of these guys chipping in. That's 2 goals from 2 defensemen here for North Dakota if this one's going to stand. But again, Alex, not quite sure what they're looking at, if it was the transition in for offside or not.
Yeah.
Clearly, they didn't look anything close, so. Take one more look here. I just don't see anything there.
Certainly nobody was near Magnus Krona. There's the goal. Cameron Voss said something a moment ago that we did not catch.
I want to say it could be with Dormus getting a penalty potentially. We're going to see if there was a pick on Dormus.
So watch, so 26, Jack DeRemus.
Yeah, DeRemus.
I got you, buddy, no worries.
Boy, that's not a penalty if they're going to call that. Maybe they're reviewing to see if that was potentially a penalty, but Alex, I don't see anything in here why this goal just doesn't stand.
So again, this is from the very beginning. Offside, not the issue, as we said. And like I said, they've explained here that they're looking at what goes on between Jack DeRemus, number 26, and Mark Sendon as he slides across. Good look at the goal there for Frisch. Just his 2nd career goal, had 1 last year as a freshman.
Yeah, I think Sendon's driving that net with his stick down for maybe a redirect or a tip high in that circle area. I don't see anything why this will get called back. It should be a 2-2 hockey game with just 6:57. If this stands, boys, buckle your seatbelts. We're in for a solid, exciting 6:57 in this 3rd period.
It's been a fun game, back and forth. The 294th meeting all time between these two programs. UND with the 149 to 128 advantage with 16 ties in there.
The only other thing could potentially be, was there too many men? Maybe get another look at this just to see potentially if there's too many men on the ice. I don't know if it's going to be that trip or possibly a too many men on the ice penalty.
Good look at 2 former defensemen, David Carl, 2-time national champion with Shattuck St. Mary's. Brad Berry, a long-time NHL and AHL hockey player. Carl, of course, was going to come to DU to be a part of this program. Draft pick of the Tampa Bay Lightning. Long story that we'll go into in a little bit. Let's take another look here.
Yeah, we'll get a look. I don't see anything there. We roll. We 1, 2, 3, 4. We got 5 on the ice here for North Dakota, so nothing I can see there. 1, 2, 3, 4 for Denver. Really hard to tell from what we're seeing here on camera. I'll let the officials make this one.
Well, David Carl's hot about something. In a long review.
After review, there was no major penalty on the play. Denver is now challenging the goal for too many men on the ice.
So there you go. So Jake, in a roundabout way, you were correct. They weren't looking for too many men right now. Now they are, though, as David Carl makes the challenge.
It helps when you have the eagle in the nest in your pocket.
Thanks to Don Adam for clarifying a few things for us. Ethan Frisch still waiting for confirmation if this goal is going to stand.
Yeah, these referees, they're so fun. They do such a great job, and to be able to pull all these guys in, they're all full-time workers. Be able to pull them in. Derek Shepard coming on his way. He says he's the real Eagle, so I'll let those guys fight about that. But again, the NCHC bringing in all the big-name guys that were reffing back in the day. Certainly back in the WCHA, a lot of fans knew of Donnie Adams, Derek Shepard, a lot of fan favorites. So they're kind of analyzing this and seeing what. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 players out there right now.
Obviously with this angle, and with all the angles really, shooting tight on the play. Tough to tell what's going on North Dakota's side.
Yeah, it's gonna have to be that end look.
So take a look, left of your screen. Again, do the quick count, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But then we drift over to the other side. Cameron Voss has just said, it is a good goal. Again, apologies, not the best angles, because that's not something you're really looking for as the play is going to the other end of the ice. And again, here at Baxter, with the benches split, it makes it tough sometimes to pick up on some of those things. In any case, after that long review for a couple of different things, the goal by Ethan Frisch is going to stand. Jake Sanderson's going to get his second point of the night. And we are at 2-2 with 6:57 left in the third between two of the best teams in the country and two of the most storied programs in all of college hockey. So let's continue on with the game.
You know, when mismatch came off, two guys might have ran onto the ice, and that's a situation where maybe North Dakota catches a break with the camera angles. No evidence there to see too many men. Not saying there wasn't. I think Carl has a very good reason on why he wants to challenge that.
Carter Savoy, by the way, nearly put the U back right up on top. Nearly had his second of the night and his third of the pod.
He's been very good.
Big hit there by Blaisdell, putting Demon down. Caulfields. 3-on-1 chance here. Judd could not find the pass. Benning able to get down. Can North Dakota build on the momentum here? Caulfield again. They'll sling it around. Blaisdell waiting for it. Those two picked just a couple picks apart in the 2019 NHL draft. Same draft as Pinto and Tuomisto and Brink. Fifth rounders, Caulfields and Blaisdell, with the Penguins and the Jets respectively. Puck shot around, scooped out by Savoy. Jandrick can only find Adams here. Colin Adams, the senior from Brighton, Michigan, will dump it down to Amisto there to scoop it up. Barrow just gets a stick on that. Tyler Clevin able to knock it away. Approaching the 5-minute mark here. Denver looking for their first points of the season. North Dakota trying to go to 2-0. And extend this 3-game winning streak against the Pioneers. Loose puck picked up here. Gavin Hain. Look what I found. Krona there, though, with the grab, and that will send us to break with 5:04 left in regulation. Ethan Frisch tying things up here in Omaha. Don't go anywhere, folks. Ethan Frisch, the former Moorhead Spud, state runner-up in Minnesota a couple of years back, losing out to one of his teammates in that title game. Gavin Hain out of Grand Rapids getting the win that year. His goal right now has things all square, 2 apiece with 5:04 left in the third. Alongside Jake Brantz, I'm Alex Seinertz, Jeremy Klein, our producer, Mike Dermott, our director, Toby McDonald pushing the buttons. for every one of these 38 games here in the pod. Nate Hoffman doing a great job on replay tonight as well. A great crew here with Midco SN. Sanderson throwing one into the opposite corner. Puck comes all the way back. Doremus giving chase, forcing Shield to play that to the corner. This one will bounce into the glove of Peter Thome, the senior netminder, who's going to get his opportunity at some point in the pod. Just not tonight after Adam Shield had pitched the shutout just a couple days ago. .444 left in the third. Come on back in a moment.
Network.
Time for the Hugo's Family Marketplace delivery of the game. Go to shop.gohugos.com to have groceries delivered today. Jake Sanderson, cross ice to Ethan Frisch, who delivers. Second goal of the night for North Dakota, and the game tying goal as it stands. Big time for the sophomore defenseman from Moorhead. Game very much in the balance. 4:39 left in the period. Number 1 North Dakota, number 4 Denver. Day 4 of the NCHC pod. Two of the contenders for national championship honors this season is Weatherby. Skates in and finds the back of the net. For the first time tonight, North Dakota is in front. A mistake at the back, and the junior capitalizes.
Unfortunately for Bobby Brink, I've been talking about him all night long. I think he's had an exceptional game, and just an unfortunate play there. And Weatherby, just a great play. He slides a backhander right on the ice. He might catch Magnus Corona a little off guard there as that turnover alertly pops right out. And then I think Brink was lucky not to get called for a penalty as he was trying to rough up some people after that, but just an unfortunate turnover for Denver there. 4:26 left in this third period.
You can see Jasper saying, come on, the referee's getting together for a short huddle. This goal is gonna stand though, no review this time. 15:34 into the period. Weatherby, the go-ahead goal for North Dakota. Comes 2.5 minutes after Frisch had pulled level.
Wow, what a change.
One mistake, that's all it takes sometimes with teams as skilled as this on either side. Now what does Denver have in response? Jandrick throwing one in front. Shield able to parry that aside. Olszewski on it for a moment, but Bass now will able to scoop it clear. And now UND has numbers going the other way. Blaisdell tried to aim for that far corner, just missed wide. Clevin up on the pinch, will send it back around.
We talk so much about players learning how to find ways to win. I know Berenson in Miami's talking so much about it. He talks about making sure you're staying level. You don't get too high, too low.
Oh, chance in front now again. Jandrick putting one there.
And I felt like North Dakota, they came out a little flat-footed. It was all Denver coming into this third period. Bradbury and company sticking with the process. And it's paying dividends here in this third period as they've tilted this ice in their favor. Shots now 32-18 in favor of North Dakota.
It's been such an interesting game. Denver had the better of the play in the first. Really neutralized UND. It was all North Dakota for a bit, but here comes DU. Barrow in on the backhand. Penalty here. Shield made the initial save.
Will it be, Alex?
Are the arms going to go up? It's going to be a slash against UND. Ryan Barrow, a golden opportunity. One-on-one with Shield. Pressure coming from behind. North Dakota is going to be light a man as Jordan Kawaguchi is going to make his way to the box.
Look at that push shot of Denver, though. A great play off the rush again. They anticipate and they move and transition so quick that you just can't afford this. And again, in on a breakaway. Boy, I could have seen that being a penalty shot. Unfortunately for Denver, he was able to get something on net. I think that's why they don't call a penalty shot there. If that puck slides away and he doesn't get a shot on net, it could really be interesting in seeing a penalty shot here. But again, a great opportunity for Denver with the man advantage. And I talked about how hard of a kill this was going to be for North Dakota. Already one power play for Denver on the night.
Kawaguchi in the box. Savoy in the back of the net. Second of the night for Carter Savoy on the power play. And we are all tied
This Savoy kid's the real deal. Second goal, third of the pod already, and we've called his name a lot. That's what good teammates do. You pick up a guy like Bobby Brink for making that mistake and a good shot. They have some traffic in front. Sheeler maybe a little deep in his net here as he gives them room to shoot. And Carter Savoy, boy, he's having himself an introduction into college hockey in this pod.
Third in 2 games for the young man from St. Albert, Alberta. Finalist for Canadian Junior Hockey Forward of the Year last year. Again, a 4th rounder of Edmonton. Second power play goal of the night for DU, both courtesy of number 8. 3-3 as we play on. We expected this to be an instant classic. We hoped it would be. It has lived up to the billing so far, back and forth. Great players making outstanding hockey plays here tonight. And still time for a few more twists in the plot. 2:20 left in the regulation. 3-3 our score. Jaakko Heikkinen now gaining the zone. Shield there for the save.
It's a tall task to ask for the forwards, but they need to track back even quicker against this Denver team.
Weatherby throwing one with the backhands, knocked down by Krona. Under 2 minutes to go now. Loose puck again. Weatherby back on it. And his goal giving UND an advantage just for about 90 seconds or so before Savoy put the Pioneers back in front. Derflinger going down in the corner, no call though. Bast at the points. Throwing one wide off the boards intentionally that time with Blaisdell in front.
Smart play.
Clevin and Bast here, working the blue line. Gabe, the senior from Red Deer, will throw one around. Mayhew there to pick it up, only as far as Blaisdell. He'll send it back to the corner. Derflinger now gets it clear off the stick of Clevin.
You see North Dakota, though, do a real good job of getting pucks low and just grinding, getting that cycle going. I feel like that was the turning point where they started to gain some traction and try take this game over. But this pesky Denver team, you give them an opportunity and they move north in a hurry and create off the rush like they've been doing all night long.
45 seconds to go in the third. All tied up at 3. Couple of goals from Carter Savoy in the power play. Brett Edwards the other for DU. North Dakota with power play goals from Sanderson, even strength from Frisch and Weatherby. Time winding down. Is overtime in our future or not? Kawaguchi coming forward. The touch pass that time was deflected away by Krona. Great paddle by number 30 in the white and crimson.
Well, you can see exactly what Kawaguchi was trying to do there. He was trying to find that backdoor play, but Krona does a good job. And there
Barrow
again.
Outstanding hustle, breaking up the icing. It's been Ryan Barrow a couple of times making that play. Instead of an offensive zone draw, regulation's going to run out here, Jake Brandt.
I thought North Dakota had speed in their game, and I talked about how quick they are. And this Denver team, boy, they've raced out 3-4 icings to make it not be an icing and create some scoring opportunities off it. So very impressive with Denver and their speed.
Heck of a third period. 4 goals, 3-3 our score. Weatherby, Savoy, stick around. 3-on-3 OT coming up right after this from the pod in Omaha here on Midco SN.
HC.
The last time Denver and North Dakota met on neutral ice, not the 26 Frozen 4, but the 2017 Frozen Face-Off semifinals at Target Center. A goalie duel. Tanner Gillette with 23 saves, Cam Johnson with 21. This goal by Austin Pagansky, as called by Mr. Ben Holden and Dave Starman on CBS. The difference in a 1-0 win for number 11 UND on the day. They would go on to fall to Minnesota Duluth in the title game, but they got the better of the Pioneers, who then would not lose the rest of the season. Denver going on to win a national championship.
Yeah, Jim Montgomery doing a great job with that program. George Gwozdecki, I really think he put Denver, the early years of Denver, the Pioneers were so good, had a little lull in there. I thought George Gwozdecki did a real good job just establishing and making them a national presence. And then Jim Montgomery came in and did the job, and now you got David Carl in there, former player. excellent coaching staff. Both these programs continue to push each other and make each other's a better program.
Well, here we go. First time we've hit overtime in the pod. New format rules this year, no 5-on-5. We go right to 3-on-3. 5 minutes of back and forth, high-flying action. If we're still tied, we'll go to a 3-man shootout. Extra points on the line. Shane Pinso now, along with Ethan Frisch and Reese Gaber. Pinso eluding one man. To the backhands here, could not corral it. Michael Benning over there, putting him off his game. Bradbury and company looking for a hold on Benning that time, none called.
It's such a strategizing way to play this 3-on-3 hockey. I remember when the NHL first adopted this, it was like you didn't really know how to play. Now it's just strategic. You take your chances.
With Savoy, speaking of chances, nearly an opportunity for the hat trick for number 8. Stapley. Driving hard here, Kawaguchi cutting him off. Mayhew throwing it there for number 7 to retrieve.
Puck possession and key communication amongst each other, sorting things out is what is key in this 3-on-3.
Adams dropping it to Kawaguchi. Kawaguchi, road one! And ending this one here tonight! Jordan Kawaguchi in 3-on-3 overtime, securing the victory for number 1 North Dakota.
Wow, your elite players need to be elite. Folks, you're going to see this. This is an NHL shot here. He's going to get in tight, and he absolutely comes in and just roofs this thing right into the top bar. And North Dakota finds a way to get the job done. What an up and down, back and forth game. A great collegiate hockey game. As you see, he drives that net. Watch this. Uses his body as a shield. Defends off. He gets underneath that. Just scoops that up. His Savoy's all over him right there, and he just gets up and under the bar, and an excellent shot, his first of the game, first of the year for Jordan Kawaguchi.
This kid continues to make the plays that you remember. Jordan Kawaguchi, the captain, able to sneak by the freshman and find a way to beat Magnus Krona. And now some words being exchanged as the teams head to their respective locker rooms. Just remember, they play each other again in a couple of days. Tuesday, December the 8th at 3:30. We get to see these two go at it once again. Your 3 stars tonight. A lot of good choices. Jake Sanderson with 2 points. Carter Savoy, the 2 power play goals. And then Jordan Kawaguchi coming up with the goods in 3-on-3 overtime. What a night here. North Dakota having to come from behind a couple of times. They get the job done.
Yeah, it was a real good college hockey game. It was billed to be real good, and it delivered. Folks, that was a fun, fantastic hockey game. You're going to see these guys back in action again. But this is a Denver team. You can see at the end there, these teams do not like each other. Tuesday's going to be a fun one as well.
Both have a game between now and then. DU playing tomorrow. UND with Western on Sunday. We'll wrap it all up for you when we come back. Oof, it's gone final here in the pod. North Dakota, number 1 in the country, needed overtime tonight. A great back and forth battle with number 4 Denver, but Jordan Kawaguchi's OT winner enough to get the job done in the end. I'm Alex Heinert. He's Jake Brandt. Ooh, we're still catching our breath a little bit up here. We're joined now by another man who's catching his breath as well, the head coach for UND. He's brought to you by Home of Economy Coaches Comments. Bradbury joins us now ringside. Coach, great game. Just a great college hockey game between 2 great teams that we saw here tonight. What are your thoughts following this one?
Well, a little bit of back and forth. You know, I thought our first 7 minutes of the game, it was pretty good. We set the tone, we raised the bar there, and then we dropped off a little bit and took a penalty, and then they gave them momentum. They got a power play goal on us, fortunate bounce there, but I thought our guys stuck with it. I thought we stuck through the 60-minute game, but I think the learning lesson is start of the third period. You know, we got to make sure that we keep plugging away here. You can't take a shift off.
Yeah, Brad, you talk so much about trying to play a solid 60-minute game, but it's keeping that even keel. I felt like there was shifts within the momentum where you guys had all of it, and then all of a sudden you give Denver a sniff, they come right back. How important is it just to stress to the guys just to keep that even keel?
Yeah, for sure. That's a great point, Jake. And you know, that's what we did. Like after the first, we came in and we were down 1-0 on a a fortunate bounce on their power play goal, but doing the things right. If you keep doing them over and over again and have success and doing the right things, it'll lead to scoring 1 or 2 goals, and it did for us. Proud of our guys. We stuck in there. We actually took the lead late in the third. I'm disappointed we gave up that power play goal at the end, but at the end of the day, we got the extra point, and we'll take a lot of stuff out of this game and get better.
You get a chance to play these guys again in a couple of days. Obviously, Western Michigan looming on Sunday as well. This format is so unique where you're having to get ready for different opponents. You got to be excited just to put this one now behind you, learn from it, and get ready to play Western Michigan now on Sunday.
Yeah, it's a turn the page mentality. Win or lose a game, and now we're going to we're going to do a little bit of review, and then we're going to turn it because it comes quick. We play at noon against 2 days from now against Western Michigan, and we got to make sure that we're dialed in the right way. But again, like I said, it's a different experience going through this pod. You playing back to back and with a short amount of time in between. But again, like I said, it's a good start for us, but we know we have to be better.
Yeah, 2-0 now in the pod. Coach, congrats on the victory tonight. Get some rest. We'll see you back here Sunday at noon.
All right, thanks, fellas.
Brad Berry, again, brought to you by Home of Economy. You said it there again, up and down a little bit, trying to find the groove here early in the pod. Both of these teams, I think, have a lot to build on from this game and a lot to take, a lot of positive things to take from a hockey game I think we all enjoyed quite a bit.
Yeah, for North Dakota, they're really happy. David Carl, I feel like they've played 2 solid games and yet to get a win. So this is a hockey team that's going to no doubt go through some film and just sharpen up some of those details, find ways to win games instead of finding ways to lose games. Really, overall, though, an exceptional college hockey game tonight.
Yeah, it was an exceptional and a wild third period and overtime. How about 4 goals to tell you about in period number 3? It was 1-1 after the first 2 periods, and then things kind of blew up, didn't they? It got pretty crazy out here. Specialty teams making a big difference. Again, 30 seconds into the frame. We were still setting up the scene here, and Brett Edwards gets loose to make it 2-1 DU.
Yeah, that's a position right there. You make the goaltender move from his left to his right. You want to see him build through that angle, but then build without and try cut off that angle. Gets caught a little deep, but an excellent shot.
DU held the lead for 13 minutes when this happened. Ethan Frisch, courtesy of Jake Sanderson, tying things up at 2. It looked for a moment like we were in for this tight, cagey affair the rest of the way, and then boom, a mistake. Jasper Weatherby on the score sheet right after that.
Yeah, unfortunate there, turnover by Bobby Brink. I thought he had himself a real good game, but again, you talk about this power play. It's a lethal weapon, and it always has been lately for this Denver team. They strike back and even things up. And then what a play. You're going to see a good drop pass here, and then Kawaguchi drives to the net. Not many people can pull this off. You got a defender all over you. He's able to scoop that up, go underneath the bar, over the shoulder, and win it for North Dakota in overtime.
Special player making special plays once again. Kawaguchi, another game-winning goal to add to his CV. If you look at just the stats, you think, oh, UND kind of dominated this game. Look at the faceoffs, 37-11, 35-22 in shots on goal. Pretty dominant performance, but it was much more even than that. It was a toss-up right down to the final moments.
Well, it really was. I felt like North Dakota had a good first period. Then Denver came along. I thought North Dakota was getting better in the second as they started to work the puck down a little bit lower. And then you're thinking they're sitting pretty good. And then, whoop, you take a first shift off, 30 seconds in. Now Denver's in the lead. And hang on, and it was a wild one in that third period.
Now, with the new overtime rules, this game counts as a win for North Dakota in pairwise, which again doesn't really matter this season because it's all conference play, but counts as a win in the record books. 2 points in terms of NCHC standings. DU does get the point for forcing overtime tonight. So at least they've opened their account, and well deserved, by the way, a great performance by them. We get to see them tomorrow. A quick turnaround now for David Carlos. They get St. Cloud State tomorrow night. UND gets the day off before they get the Broncos coming on Sunday.
Yeah, and you're going to see a Denver team here. You could see after the game they weren't happy.
Yeah.
They're not happy. I mean, when you don't get results that you want and you lose some games, a program like Denver, they're just way too proud. They're too good. I expect Denver to continually get better and better each and every game. They're going to lose Bobby Brink here shortly. Going over to the World Juniors, but that's a team that's going to find a way to get a W.
Tomorrow night, Huskies, Pioneers, 8 o'clock here live on Midco SN, then Sunday at noon, UND against Western Michigan. Part of a busy weekend of hockey coming your way, starting tomorrow afternoon here from the pod. Miami against UNO at 4, St. Cloud State, Denver at 8, and then 3 games on Sunday. If they're anything like this one, well, you better stay tuned to your television. Great one tonight, North Dakota. Winners 4-3 in overtime. On behalf of Jake, Brandon, all of our Midco SN crew, I'm Alex Seinert. Good night from Omaha.
I'm Haley Deegan, and you're watching 3 Wide Live.